Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make this particular cross bag. The measurements for this cross bag is 9 1/4 by 8 inches. 9 1/4 by 8 inches. I've already cut the front parts. So I measure the 9 1/4 is for the width, while the 8 inches is for the height. So I cut 2 1/4 from the upper part. I cut 2 1/4 from the upper part, and it means that the lower part is 5 3/4. The lower part is 5 3/4. So I cut the zip. I measure the zip cloth. So I cut it and I've already fixed this side. It remain to join this side, the other side, to the front part of the leg. I've already made other side of the front part. I normally do this not to avoid the short of the front to be to avoid the front to be shorter than the back. So I normally do this for the front before I now place it on the remaining leather to cut the back part of the bag. I will place it now to cut the back part of the bag. So I've cut both the front and the back pattern now. What now left is to cut the lining for this front part so as to serve as a space for the frontal zip part. You take your lining, this is the lining I'm using. You take your lining and you place your leather materials on it and you cut it out. After cutting the lining, this is the lining. I've already put the zip head into the leather. You then place it like this. I cut excess of lining so that when I'm sewing, it won't be that it's not enough. So we just trim it out after sewing it. After placing your lining to the bag, I proceed to sewing of the bag and I put the cord on the edges of the bag. So after putting the lining and the cord, I will now take the measurement for the side of the bag. You measure it, you can measure it from cord where the cord ends here. You then take a round measurement. You measure it round. Here I get 31 and a half. 31 and a half. For the zipper side, where you want the zip to start, you can mark it. Maybe you want it to start from here, from this place now to this place. So you take the measurements for that side. So the measurements that I get 12 and a half, or you can use 13. If you use 13 and we get our own measurement is 31 and a half, we now subtract that 13 from 31 and a half. Now it give you 18 and a half. This means that our zipper side, we now add 1 inch to the 13, making it 14 like for the sewing allowance, where you join both the upper part and the lower part together. So it means that our zipper side will now be 14 inches. You cut 14 inches by 3 inches. And for the down part, you add 1 inches to it too. It's 18 and a half before, you add 1 inches, making it 19 inches. It means that you are cutting 3 inches by 14 inches and 3 inches by 19 inches. So let's proceed to cutting of for the set of the bag. So I've marked 14 inches. So I've measured the 14 inches by 3 inches. Just cut it out. I like to be cutting my materials as I'm sewing so as to avoid wastage. That's why I'm not cutting all of them at once. So after cutting it like this, you then divide it into two. You can fold it. If you want both the side of the zipper to be equal, you fold it like this and then you cut it into two so as to serve as your zipper side. So after cutting it into two, you then measure your zip cloth. You can place your zip cloth like this and then you cut it out. You then proceed to sewing of the zipper side. After sewing the zipper side, you then measure 19 and a half. You measure your 19 and a half like this and then you place your zipper side. You can place it on it so that it will be equal from the lower part and the upper part. You then cut it out. You use the measurement for the upper part because after you must have fixed your zip, the size will have been reduced by a quarter inch. So after cutting it, this is the second one, this is the zipper side. You can then place it on top of each other like this and sew. And before sewing it, we take our adjuster. You can remove the ring inside it or you leave it like that. You then put your belt. You put your belt here. You put it like this with your belt. Let me show you how to. You can cut a belt of like 3 inches. You cut 3 inches of the belt. So you can place it inside like this. When you place it inside, you put it here and then you place this one will be in between the two leather. So and then you sew it along this line. I've joined it here. As you can see, I've joined it here. So what you now do is that you fold this into two. Let it reach the end point where you join it. You fold it into two and you notch it at the middle. Or you can still find the midpoint and notch it so that it will serve as a starting point for both the front and the back. You then take the body of your leather, you fold it into two and you notch the mid part. You take the second one, you notch it. You can cut the for the long handle of the bag. Now, before you join the body, you measure 50 inches for the long handle. You measure 50 inches. So here is the 50 inches. So you cut it out. So you then join it to the other side of the bag. After joining it, you place it, it will be in between this and your leather. I normally do that after for joining. But if there are excesses, I will have to trim it before I join it to the at the side. So after joining it, then join it with the body of the bag. Here is the final look of the bag. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so as to learn more about bag making. Thank you for watching.